they tried to pin me stealing my own gear. So they said I broke into my own room, stole my own gear under video surveillance, stole my own gear and sold it.
Hello, my friend. Stay a while and listen.
So I'm John. I'm currently playing this character, Kozar. I had to start the new expansion off with a new character. Figured might as well start with the newest race. I started off in Warlords of Draenor. Not the best expansion, in my opinion, especially not to start off in. It was not as explorative as I thought it was supposed to be. It was more just set up a fort, stay in your fort, everything outside wants to kill you, and being a warlock and that didn't help much either. But, I did enjoy it, and the only reason I actually did get into it was because my friend got me, my friend got me kind of hooked into video gaming at the time. When we were in the Marine Corps, he got me into Warhammer 40k, and that was a slippery slope which led into this game. I spent countless hours just foraging in Draenor. I have fond, hateful memories of it, but I didn't really do much when I first started. I dungeoned a lot. My friend talked about raids, talked about the community aspect of stuff, but I didn't really get much into it. Then I sort of got off on my own into Shadowlands. I skipped a whole expansion back due to my computer exploding, and then got into Shadowlands right at the end again. Nothing was really going on. No one was really playing the expansion. I liked it. I liked the fact that I had to explore a lot more and go see things. It was a lot more fun and more intuitive than Draenor was. I got to see a lot more of the map. Oh, and what are those called? The little dots on the map, treasures, got me going into it. And now I'm here, and I've been well and addicted to this game since 6 weeks before this new expansion came out. Now, what really got me hooked into this is the coordination value, where now that I know what I'm doing and I'm raiding, where everyone has their specific role and their job, and you gotta do things in a certain order. I love that kind of stuff. It's forces my brain to delineate things into an order of events. Reminds me a lot of playing Dungeons and Dragons when I play this game, because if you mess up, there's no redos, you're dead, and most likely you gotta wipe and try again. And then there's PvP, which I did try to get into quite a bit in Warlords of Draenor. I still suck at it. PvP is way more complicated than anything else I've ever experienced in a PvP game. My buddy was very, very good and well versed in PvP, and I died a lot. I spent most of my time eating dirt. But otherwise, in this new expansion, I've liked it quite a bit. I don't know, just the nature of the new mobility, the new flying aspect is way cooler, way more intuitive. It's not just hold the W button until I get to the destination. Everything feels more intuitive. I'm really excited to see what happens when we complete this next part of the raid and to move into the heroic part of it. But as a new player, I'm very much hooked to this game now. It has taken up quite a bit of my life. Currently on a mount hunt. So I have like 3 alts going through the Time Walk stories just to collect mounts. So I met this random person. I was just fucking around in Mists of Pandaria, because that was the first expansion I ever wanted to start with. I just didn't have a PC. This random person came up to me, and I'm trying to kill this person as a monk. And they're like, "Hey, are you new?" I'm like, "What gave it away? The fact that I died 5 times as a fucking monk?" And they were like, "No, the fact that you didn't use Touch of Death." Huh? What? What the fuck's that? I never had it bound. Yeah, I googled it. I don't know why. I have a big thing about clouds, which is why the top of the mountain is now my new favorite spot. Like, just the clouds, the moon, the stars. It's a very peaceful, tranquil place. It's fantastic, isn't it? It's just such a beautiful hue of purple and blue that meshes. I don't know. It's like a painting. It's so fantastic. The art style in this game blows me away with every expansion. Even the crappy ones that people say are garbage blow me away. I'm like, what are you talking about? So, one of the major reasons Draenor is still a very fond memory for me is the art style of this game. Its color palette is very blendy. I don't know, it's just everything shifts very well and evenly into the next, and it's well done. The lighting also feels well done. Shading feels really nice. Spent a lot of time in this zone just waiting for my buddy to get on. I spent a lot of time just killing random ads, looking for herbs. Oh my god, fishing countless hours in this zone. I spent so much time fishing around here. Yeah, no, this was my profession spot now that I think about it. I spent good good percentage of the game just grabbing loot from this area. And I don't remember why either. I got into herbalism in this expansion. So my friend really did fuck me up a little bit with that. I got into herbalism and mining, and my only goal was to get a whole ton of herbs and rocks for the guild, and I had no idea why I was doing this. Just the fact that I was getting EXP points, and it's just, fuck it, if it's giving me EXP, I'm gonna use it, right? Oh my god. He just took my naivety in this game and was like, here's a pickaxe, here's a shovel, go get me stuff. God fucking damn it. I just realized that now. And him and I are gonna have a talk afterwards. Yeah, this is one of my favorite art styles in the game as of yet. Even the new one, kind of, I don't know, it's got a great art style on its own, but just seeing this again, I haven't been back to this expansion in 5 years. I think it's 2022. 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 years. Holy shit. Is that right? Wow. I can't believe I haven't been back here in 6 years. Now that I think about it, as someone who is new to World of Warcraft, to have played 6 years ago says something about the game. And that I came back now. Again. Jesus Christ, this game's a fucking wormhole. I'm actually just discovering shit now that I said it out loud. That's just to think, I haven't looked at these fucking clouds for 6 goddamn years. That's fantastic to think about. Like, just, oh my god. I can't believe my friend just fucking went, oh, you're brand new to the game? Perfect. Go get us resources, bitch. Yeah, I filled like half of the guild bank in this edition. It was stupid. So, when I first started in WoW, I really dungeoned a lot. I played through every single Draenor dungeon countless times to the point where, I mean, I don't remember them specifically, but I now guarantee if you put me back in the dungeon, I would know exactly what to do, as long as I was a warlock and or paladin. I also did a lot with the guild when I first started, same guild I'm in now, but I didn't really realize what I was doing up until recently, because now I've started to do a lot more actual like guild work. I've been farming keys for the past couple of times I've logged on, trying to get geared up for the raid, at least enough to where the lightning storm doesn't insta-give me. It's been kind of a great learning experience. I've learned macros and a bunch of like almost programmer like stuff, which is really cool because I plan to go to school to be a programmer here soon, going into cybersecurity. So it's been an interesting experience. And knowing that I can kind of mess with game code, not really much, but you can write scripts and stuff that do specific things. It's an interesting code that I've learned through this game. But for the guild, I've been mainly loaded in actually, just doing guild work, making potions, collecting herbs, blowing myself up, and waiting another 4 hours before I can blow myself up again. Blizzard, fix it. Fucking shit. 2 hours, maybe. Like, I can only do that shit twice a night. I work a full-time job, Blizzard. But yeah, no, this game has been great otherwise. It's been an odd experience getting to know so many people, or being in a Discord with 20-something people and no one is talking. Not a single person even says a joke, and I come in going, hello? Everyone's like, someone said something? It's just a really weird experience. I expected it to be this chaotic mess, but it's this like drilled and organized fucking thing. It's kind of cool. I don't know. The people of this game are probably the main reason I come back, because it's both the most toxic and wholesome community I've ever met, and there's like nothing in between. They're either the most toxic person I've ever met, or like the let me help you understand everything you're doing type of person. And actually I met someone like that time walking in Pandaria, and they added me as their friend, and I'm helping their paladin push through the story of the new campaign, so that way they can continue. They're not even part of the guild either. I just met this random person, and I'm helping them move in the story. I don't even know why. I'm just doing it because I want to. I started off my Marine Corps career thinking I was going to be an aircraft mechanic. Figured that would lead me to a good job outside of the Marine Corps. You know, JFK Airport, working on fucking 747s and shit, making a lot of money. And I went through my whole boot camp experience and the fucking MCT, all that crap, all to get sat down in a room with the Air Wing for a good 2 hours, went through their whole spiel, all to get pulled out with 4 other people and told, oh, your MOS was changed. Congratulations, you're now in tracks. Okay, I don't know what trains in the Marine Corps. What? No, like Amtrak's. Again, trains, Marine Corps, what? I came to figure out that Amtrak's and tracks meant AAVs, or amphibious assault vehicles, floating tanks. And don't get the word tank confused, because these things are made out of aluminum. Lucky to stop 7.62 rounds. They do have a spall liner and, a bunch of other safety features, but they're not meant for any environment besides beach assaults. Not saying that's all they're used for, because, well, they're not. But that led me to a lot of ship life, hanging out with Navy personnel and shit, which also introduced me to D&D and role-playing games. And playing D&D and all of that got me kind of interested in, well, role-playing aspects and game design, really. And through my D&D experience, I met with a couple of friends from another platoon, another battalion, actually, that was on with us, headquarters and support, where I met my buddy, who introduced me to WoW. And he introduced me by showing me like all the stuff he's got through the years and years of play, and that got me really intrigued. Just the fact that you can go and collect stuff and have stuff that no one else can get, that's kind of cool. Or that was kind of a big intrigue to me. And after we got through, I don't know, 2 D&D campaigns, he finally had me buy the game. This was the end of Warlords of Draenor, and he's like, well, during the next expansion, we'll get you in the raid groups and everything, and we'll get you actually up and going. That never actually happened, because we both got out of the Marine Corps. Well, he got out, and then I got out like 5 or 6 months later due to an incident. I was moving my gear, and someone stole it all. That was probably the part that left the shittiest taste in my mouth from the Marine Corps. Was they tried to pin me stealing my own gear. So they said I broke into my own room, stole my own gear under video surveillance, stole my own gear and sold it. Even though it went through like 5 months of fucking trial. And at the end, they're like, oh yeah, we have this video of this guy actually doing it. And then finally let me EAS 5 months after my actual EAS date. EAS is the time where you go through separations, and they send you to a whole bunch of classes to teach you how to be a civilian again. It's really dumb. Here's the only part that's really good with Seps and Taps is they teach you how to do resume, and they teach you how to budget. Those are the only 2 things that I got out of Seps and Taps. Besides, you can't scream at people, you can't make fun of people, you can't do this, that. No shit, you're a civilian, you're gonna get fucking put in chains by the cops or some shit when someone takes offense too badly. After separation from the Marine Corps, I kind of kept up with my friend a little bit here and there. I got out of WoW because too busy trying to grind for living outside of a socialistic like economy, where food and everything is already kind of paid for out of your budget. Now you got a budget for it. But after all that, finally got back into WoW. No, a little less, because I got in at the end of Shadowlands. But otherwise, for the Marine Corps, I really drove a big machine around a lot. Got my AAV license, which is really useless out here in the big world. But it did help me get my heavy machinery license, so I can now operate forklifts of varying sizes and shapes. I can operate dozers, I can operate pickers, I can operate pretty much anything with stick control tracks, independent steering, put me behind the wheel and I could probably operate it. That's probably the best skill the Marine Corps has taught me. I mean, Blizzard did make a really good game. It's been around for a very long time. Enough content in this game through, like, oh my god. I have 3 other characters right now running around through different campaigns through time walking just to farm mounts, because I want to feel like I've like been through it all, but I really haven't. This game's also kind of booted me out a few times, both on the game and on me. So this expansion I started right at the end. Not the really opportune time to start in any video game is at the end of its cycle. But I did anyway. I had my fun. And then I lost my computer. Man, I just didn't feel like buying a new one. I'm not gonna lie. I bought the new Xbox. I was like, oh, fuck it. This is my gaming system. And then I met another PC player, so I was like, you know what? I gotta get a PC so I could play. And I got a PC, and then I was immediately like, well, I haven't played WoW in forever. Let's give it a shot. This forever being from like 2016 to 2020. I don't know, somewhere in that time frame. That whole period kind of fuzzy. And then got a computer, got back into WoW, played WoW Classic for a while. Ew. I don't know why, I just can't really get into WoW Classic. I suppose it's because I don't have any friends, and anyone playing WoW Classic was kind of a dick. Like, how do you not know what you're doing? Because I've never played WoW Classic? Or, like, what do you mean, how do I not? Whatever. And then I got out at the end of Shadowlands because, well, it was fun. It had some cool stuff. It really buffed my paladin, which I liked. The shields, the many shields, was a lot of fun. But sadly, that's really all I have to say about just that expansion. I never even used my professions in that expansion. I didn't have time. And then this came out, and it's fantastic. I love the new expansion. But they could definitely change a few things that would keep me more interested for a longer period of time. One is maybe making like an easier way of time walking. Like if one character is time walking, I don't have to do the same quest over and over again. I suppose that is for levels, but I don't know, it's just... And fixing the alchemy thing. Like 4 hours, you're telling me I have to wait 4 hours. I get home at 5 o'clock. 4 hours brings me, if I do it immediately when I get home, that brings me to 9 o'clock, so I can do it twice a night. Fix it. 2 hours is a good amount of time. 4 hours is too much. Otherwise, I've enjoyed quite a bit of it. It's got its hooks into me. I've spent a bit of money on this game over the years, mainly trying to catch up with players. Like, not having a flying mount at first sucks, and like having to find a flying mount, I remember that was a pain in the ass. Oh my god. I do have a lot of good memories playing this game though, and I do look to have quite a few more, especially since I'm just getting into raiding and in with a group of people that seem to know what they're doing really well. So it's a great experience. The guild's a great experience. People are very knowledgeable, helpful, friendly, which is nice because expecting strangers to be that way is a little bit much to ask. Well, when I started in Warlords, I really didn't know how the game worked. I knew it was an MMO. I knew it was a kind of like a RPG style game. You pick a bunch of skills, you get a class, get a race, you just throw yourself into it, and then the quests all kind of just blur together after a moment. It's a little... Sometimes it feels a little convoluted in this game, like the storyline. I've gotten a little bit into the lore, but there's been like so much of this game. 20 plus years, I believe. It's ridiculous. From playing WoW Classic, if that's how WoW was when it first came out, I don't think I would have stayed playing WoW at that point. Mainly because, I don't know, I was more into different styles of gameplay. But watching it evolve into what it is now, it's insane. The complete 180s they did sort of in gameplay. They just made it way faster. It feels a little better. I feel more powerful. I feel like I have a better control of my skills as the class I'm supposed to be. Playing something new to the game entirely, having a character that can just fly naturally is really cool. I mean, the flight is limited. It's still really cool to just be like, I want to get all the way up that hill, but I have to equip my mount. Now it's 2 seconds. I jump in the air, I fly off. It's kind of a cool thing to see that they're looking into stuff like that and the new way of flying. And it's nice to see the game is evolving in not only ways for them to make money, but actual enjoyable features of the game. I'm relatively new. I mean, I'm probably gonna say to change something. There's gonna be like 5 million people who are like, "No, don't change that." But whatever. I think there should be more evolutions or cycles to a character, so that way it's not, oh, you gotta use this exact cycle. Like, if you're playing Devastation, you have one rotation. That's it. There's no like flexibility into it, or like, I don't know. I come from also playing Diablo, where there's tons of different builds for characters, so I don't know, maybe even one or two different styles of gameplay. Like, I like how this character plays. I like its rotation. That's the only reason I'm still playing it and trying to level it. But from what I've heard from a lot of people, is they don't really vibe with the style of gameplay. It's very, I gotta move all the time or I will die. I mean, I got a 5 second window in between my hovers that I gotta calculate out so that way I'm never on the ground. And then also the hover ability doesn't work on floor effects like lava, like hovering over it doesn't, I'm not standing on it. It should negate a little bit of that damage. But that's more just kind of me bitching, I guess. I don't know. I overall love how this game plays, which is why I keep coming back to it. Oh, and the alchemy thing. That's right. If I were to change one thing, turn the alchemy fucking thing down by 2 hours. 4 hours is ridiculous. It's even like a challenge at this point. I'm just playing waiting simulator. I have 2.5 bags full of herbs. I can do this so many times, and yet you force me 4 hours, and you give me a possible drop on liquid courage. I could, or make liquid courage craftable. One or the other. Reduce the time, make liquid courage craftable. That would fix a lot of the game for me, because I love doing the profession work. It's fun. I mean, well, at the end of it all, this game is really whatever you want to do in it. If you want to just go out and kill another player, there's servers for that. You want to just kind of hang out, there's servers for that. You want to role play, there's servers for that. This game is ridiculously big. The only other game that's even been as big as this that I see would have probably be ESO. Is probably the only other thing I've seen as many roleplay and different types of servers on. This game has been quite a bit of fun. I'm looking forward to getting through the heroic raid, hopefully being able to do that. Looking forward to getting more gear, maybe getting one of those poker staffs. Well, I suppose if you wanted to end up where I am now, getting interviewed about your WoW experience, you could apply like I did. I mean, it was relatively quick experience. I messaged him, and next thing you know, here I am. Yeah, I look forward to doing a lot more guild work, filling the guild bank full of herbs and everything else I can grab, get my hands on. Well, if you want to end up, get interviewed for your WoW experience, feel free to contact TumTom T. I suppose that's how you'd pronounce it on TikTok. It was an interesting experience. He's been playing for a very long time. I got a lot of good stories out of him, and it's been an overall fun experience.